All right. Hey, how you doing? This is Eric from Amp Live TV and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. As you can see on the screen, it says, why me? All right. Well, today is Friday highlights. We always go Friday for Friday highlights. We're going to be talking about all kinds of awesome, cool stuff, right? We're going to talk about some real estate, maybe a little bit of life stuff. We're going to talk about some mentees and coaching and doing this creative real estate investing business, the wholesale business, just the traditional real estate in general from agents and brokers and all that fun stuff, right? The market is really shifting and changing. So you're not going to see my mug, just going to see some slides, going to hear me chat, going to hear me talk. If you want to chat, definitely there is a chat there. You can go ahead and hit me up in the chat. I'm going to put in my traditional rock and roll. Definitely like, love, and share. Appreciate it. And hopefully the energy is going good, and hopefully you're having some good energy and things are going good for you. If not, then hey, just it's going to change. It never lasts forever, right? We all going to have our ups and downs in life and all that other good stuff. But today I'm going to talk about Friday highlights, the pulse of real estate, and how we're rocking and rolling on our side. Deals are coming down the wire. They're coming all over in Southern California. We're working all kinds of different data. So we're doing that here locally in Southern California, all four counties: San Bernardino County, Riverside County, Orange County. I think I mentioned that, right? What else? The IE, as well as hunting some stuff in Texas. We'll be hunting some stuff in Henderson as well. If you got anything in Henderson, Nevada, or Peru, I think it's called, where they have the fireworks, definitely reach out, send it to us. We're looking for some stuff down there to purchase and to buy and hold, fix and flip, and all that good stuff. But mostly be for some buy and hold stuff, right? Some creative real estate transactional deals. Now, I believe on here I put something up and put these spectacles on, or glasses. I know you can't see, but it does say I do want to do a shout out to VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments as well for the hard money, VA loans, conventional, creative deals, Americans helping Americans. That's what we're basically doing. Interest rates are not going down, but it doesn't matter if you're doing creative real estate investing. Once again, I'll be your host today for Friday Highlights, the Amp Live Real Estate Show, the pulse of real estate, public service announcements, mentee wins and losses, and hey, it is what it is, right? This business, I'm going to be kind of maybe a little brutal, but truthful. Everything comes from a place of passion at the end of the day. Integrity, loyalty, communication is the jam. That's our credo. We're going to stick to it. Water, H2O, definitely hydrate, because it's hotter than heck out here, even though it's California, right? We got a heat wave of like 100, 105, 104 degrees, believe it or not, in like Los Angeles County, Orange County. I think last night it was like, let me see, where was it? Let's see, what did it say? Where it was actually cooler. Was it the high desert? Yes, it was the high desert up here. Palmdale, Lancaster, Victorville was actually cooler than it was down over here in the basin of Southern California. I believe it was like 82, 83 degrees, and up in the high desert, it was like 79, right? 78. That's like 77 is like Tahoe weather, right? So it's kind of crazy. And then it was going to get all the way down to like 57 degrees. The high desert's going to be chilly as hell. That's kind of, people are going, well, 57 degrees, that's not chilly. That's nothing, right? Because in the Midwest, and there's places, when winter comes down, or if it's just cold, it's freaking ice, chilling cold. But I want to do a shout out to our sponsors, VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments in Luxury Properties, step into excellence. We wanted to drop your license, or you're looking for the best of both worlds, because that's what this is about as well. For today's topic is, look, what is it? The best of both worlds. Real estate, traditional real estate, obviously lives in a box, right? You get that square box, or even you can do a triangle, not a triangle. You can do a rectangle if you want. And that's where real estate, the traditional real estate, lives inside of that box, right? I'm just going to do some housekeeping real quick, make sure that we're all live here. We got some cool stuff that's going to be rolling out, not just to help our fellow Americans, but it's going to be true for what we do. All right, so let me see. Let me take a look really quick. Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting. Let me go ahead and like that. Looks pretty cool. What else we got? Let me check this out. All right. Yeah, we're live and we're rocking. So, the future of real estate, what you need to know, right? What do you need to know if you're getting in real estate? If you're getting in real estate, there's a lot of things you need to know. The business is changing. You still got daisy chainers. You still got copy and pasters. You still got a bunch of monkeys in a barrel trying to learn the business and YouTubing and TikToking and all that good stuff. I get it. You got to figure stuff out, right? I had to figure it out. I read books. Um, Bought me a $19 and $97 program from Carlton Sheets back in the day. I did watch those videos over. Those were CDs. Watched them over and over and over and over. I did use the 2-page legal contract for the first 2 years of my career. I talked to an attorney. He said, cool. I just needed to make sure that can I use these and not get in trouble? He said, sure, no problem. So I took off running, paid my $150 an hour and split and used them. And they worked beautifully, worked awesomely. Well, I was just wanted to fix and flip and buy and hold, and then fell into wholesaling by accident because I needed to, hey, investors just wanted to write me a check so they can do the fix and flip. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So it's the same thing now. People are, obviously wholesalers pushing paper. There's different states, crybaby states, whiny states. Who gives a shit about those states at the end of the day? Let them cry. Let them do whatever they want with regulations and all that crap. Disclose. Be truthful. Do what you need to do. There's all kinds of different ways of doing real estate. It doesn't always have to be the one-trick pony on wholesale. But if you're pushing that, that's cool. It's gonna help you. And not everything needs to be at 70 cents on the dollar and all that good stuff, right? That's just like a basis. It's a foundation to get started on. There's so many ways to rock a deal. So many different investors. I talked to an investor today, right? Like, what do you need to make? What is your net return investment? Oh, $35,000 minimum, $55,000 minimum. $25,000 minimum. I'm like, cool. I can facilitate that all freaking day long. Cool. Let's do it. There don't have to be 70 cents minus repairs and this and that and that. You're going to be like, shit. You got to have like $200,000 here in Southern California. A discount of that. Well, are those deals out there? Of course, people are finding them. Maybe they'll do 1 or 2 fix and flips every 2, 3, 4 months or some shit like that. But it's there and it's going to happen, and it's okay. That's their jam, right? But can you buy more with less using creative real estate? Of course. Does it pencil out sometimes better to go, I just buy this thing all cash. I get an awesome discount. I don't need no sub-2. It's cool. Then yeah, sometimes it pencils out. But 9 times out of 10, creative real estate investing is just your what? It's your superpower. Learn it. Become it. And, throw on your superhero cape of creative real estate investing cape. We need to probably get some of that stuff, right? Get some superhero capes. That's kind of gay. Not never mind. Anyways, I got to make sure and be careful what we're doing on what I say, because on the certain platforms, it is what it is. But we're going to have some cool stuff on a couple of these platforms in regards to, I guess, being true to blue. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it's going to be something cool. I'll get the Amp Nation coming down the wire. It's going to be for everybody and anybody. I don't care who it is, and it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you'll be able to use it. You'll be able to join the community. You'll be able to rock. Okay, now we have our flagship one-on-one mentoring program, right? I'm going to pull that up just to share it with you so you know what it is. You're probably going, well, Amp Live TV first and foremost, right? This is Amp Live TV, always real, raw, and standing for truth, home of the Amp Live Real Estate Show. Your host, Erick of Amp Live and VIP Execs, Realty Lending and Investments, step into excellence. Definitely do the likes, loves, and shares. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Got some cool stuff that I'm going to give away here. Surfing for Deals is going to help you blow up your phone right there. Look at that. Okay, but we'll get back to that. Also got a calculator with 4 bonuses, right? You need to hit those sub-2 deals. This thing works awesomely, and it makes it so easy instead of trying to figure out other calculators to do some sub-2 and do all kinds of stuff to manipulate it to get your sub-2 numbers, right? Now I'm going to share with you, yes, if you're looking to buy, sell, fix, and flip in the United States of America, or I should say Southern California. It feels like its own country, right? You can go ahead and do that through VIP Executive Realty Lending Investments. Consider buying or selling a home. Don't go solo. Let us help you. A full team to help you out, right? You need people on your side, advocates to kick some butt, to be able to get you the properties that you want, your forever home, your investment property, all that good stuff, okay? All right, so let's keep on rocking and rolling here. I don't like that graphic. I'll probably have to change that graphic. Let me see if I can. It's bugging me. Let me see graphics. Maybe I'll change it to this logo. What logo we got there? What do we have? Maybe we'll do this one. How about that one? Does it change? Let's see if it changes. No, it just pops up there. Cool. All right. We can do that. And the overlay. Let me see down here. Try something different. Maybe it's this one. We'll do this one. Try this one. How about that? Would that work? No? Okay, we'll go right there. We'll go right there. We'll show it. And okay, that's that. I need the one for the video. Video. Maybe it's an over there. Where's it at? Huh. Is that it? Maybe that's it. Let's try it out. Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, let's do that. All right, that's cool. We'll just leave it. All good to go. All right. Yeah, you scan that QR code, get access to the MLS. It's not free. It costs money, right? MLS keeps on going up. I don't know why stuff goes up. There's no reason for it to go up. You know, the cost of doing business, and even if it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's tangible and intangible stuff. Intangible, it's internet stuff. It's not going any higher. There's no reason. Like, you know, meat going up and food goes up, and hey, I think we're going to charge, instead of we were charging $5, now we're going to charge $10. You know, because they think they can get away with it. That's bullshit. It's just going to blow up in their face later on. Okay, but it's true. All right, so we keep on rolling here. Some of the brands that we have. And, of course, our flagship one-on-one mentoring program, the American Mentee Program, true one-on-one mentoring. Only got about, I believe, 2 to 3 spots that are open for September coming up. Only got a few days left for the rest of the month. And then September is going to reset. We'll have 5 open spots. Right now we got, I believe, 2 to 3. So people, hey, like I said, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this real estate investing thing, but it's not for everybody. Everybody wants to be an investor, but it doesn't mean you are suited to be an investor. It happens, right? Some people can handle it, some people can't. Yes, life gets in the way. There's always all kinds of stuff that's going to happen in your regular life, in your job life, you know, blah, 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 blah. I would say you can have excuses or results, can have both, and it can get frustrating. Trust me. So we all go through it, been through it. It is what it is. But you got to remember, or maybe this is, maybe I try that. Maximize. Do I change it? No, I can't change that. I'm not sure how to change it. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's go back to here. Okay, cool. Background. That's all good. Okay. Anyways, you can scan that QR code right there for our one-on-one mentoring program right now. I believe it's 50% off for the Done With You, and the same for the Done For You program. You want to do deals. You want to be talking to sellers and getting contracts within the first 30, 60, 90 days. This is the program for you. There's no fluff. There's no BS. There's no giant Facebook group with the community and kumbaya and making everybody feel good and nice. No, it's all about getting in. Let's do business and let's rock and roll. Right? If you're gonna whine, you're gonna cry. Move on. This is not for you. No drama, no bullshit, no BS. At the end of the day, it's not for you. If that's your standard type of MO, right? Don't have time for that. This is a business, and you got to treat it like a business. And if you're hungry and you want to have a business, and you want to have what others would like to have, we want to put it this way: look, if you want to have what other successful people have, you have to do what others are not willing to do to get that. And 97% of Americans don't want to do that. They want it. They want to do it, but they're not going to do the work that it takes to make that happen. Only the 1 to 3% are going to actually achieve that, and they're going to do it. And they're going to go through everything that they got to go through, right? I'm not going to make it all nice and fuzzy inside and things of that nature, because I'd rather, there's good money and bad money. Don't get me wrong. It costs money. You got to take care of the hard costs. That's what we like to call it, hard costs, because it is hard costs. If I charge you by the hour, it wouldn't be affordable. At the same token, if we do it this way, so we can, hey, you take care of the hard costs, we move forward, and we hyper focus on one thing, and that's helping you build your business and helping you do deals, right? But you got to show up. A lot of people whine and cry too much about, this and that, get on the horse, get off the horse, get on the horse. I'm like, man, stay on the damn horse. Bronco Billy, that shit. It's like, I don't get it. For me, I was super hungry. I wanted what I wanted, and no one's going to stop me. Nowadays, it is what it is. There's some good, awesome people. Usually the business owners understand that. They're tough. They're resilient. They know what needs to happen. So they don't make a lot of excuses. And if there are an excuse, then, hey, yeah, it's because of life, communication. We all got families. We're not robots. Things are going to happen, right? They follow directions. They execute and move forward. Some ask a lot of questions and some don't, right? So I'm like, man, tell me what we got to do. Let's do it. That's it. Execute. Results. That's what the American Mentee Program is all based on, just results, right? In other words, you get in. Can you put your way out of a paper bag? Yes, you can. If you can, awesome, we're going to do business together. If you cannot put your way out of a paper bag, then this is not for you. Real estate's not going to be for you, okay? You'll be out of the business before you get started. Integrity, loyalty, and communication, you got to have those things. If you don't have those things, you're definitely going to be out of the business, for sure. Now, communication can be repaired and can be fixed, right? The first two cannot. So you don't want to break those. Yes, there's a thing called an NC&D, non-disclosed, non-circumvent, proof of funds, all that good stuff. There's all kinds of little pieces that's called protocol that we've learned and I've learned that I share with all the mentees that we work with to avoid what? Riffraff, BS, unscrupulous people, just problems along the way that you're going to have. I guarantee it. I don't care if it's your first rehab, second rehab, 150th rehab. I mean, there's people that they get stuck in a role, they get stuck in a jam, and they don't look outside that box, and they wonder why this is happening, that's happening, this is happening, that's happening, because they need to change up their process a little bit, right? And I get it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm the same way. I'm stubborn. Technology changes. I'm the last one. I love technology, but I'm the last one who wants to adapt to it and adjust to it and build it all out. We're still going, hey, AI, I know it works. We got it. Love it to a degree. But AI is not going to do your deals. AI is not going to close your deals, right? AI is not a human being, doesn't have a soul. Just like Sebastian Bach was saying, right? Hey, man, F AI, man. It's funny. That was my Sebastian Bach impersonation. But he was yapping about AI sucks and AI this. And come on, man, people with their machines and computers, if they don't have a computer, they can't go entertain live on stage. It's all about the guitars and the music and the business and real vocals and all that good stuff, right? So I get it, because I'm the same way. I'm stubborn that way too. But technology is what it is. It's your friend. Social media is your friend. All this stuff is your friend, because you're just adjusting. You adjust, adapt, or you will perish. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I say rock and roll. Adjust, adapt, and let's rock and thrive. It's definitely doable. The writing's on the wall. All kinds of stuff's happening with real estate, right? Whether it's from the gurus to the traditional side to the untraditional side to the stuff that lives inside the box, real estate and creative real estate investing lives outside that box. Now, I don't have a bunch of statistics. I'm not reading from a teleprompter or anything. This is just me, you, and we're going to be talking about real estate. So I'm going to go ahead, and that opportunity there, it is an opportunity. It's not going to be here forever. Trust me. I guarantee it, because things are changing, and it's not because this will disappear. It can if I decide to say, no, we're not doing it anymore, or train somebody and let them take it over, right? But that's what this is for. This is a cause and mission. I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick. This is something that's going to be coming out for the AMP Nation. How every day Americans buy houses without banks. I'm not going to get into a full presentation or any of that stuff. Don't need to. It's coming down the wire. You don't need permission. That's the thing. Look, the system was set up to keep you out, keep me out, keep other people out. You don't have the bloodline. You don't become a senator. You don't go and do all that good stuff and get into government, make all kinds of money. You don't get to go to the cool colleges and meet all the cool people and network with all the cool people. Now, if you just happen to make it, maybe they'll let you move forward, right? But if they don't like it and you're not willing to adapt and do their bidding, you're not gonna do any of that stuff. So, just do what you need to do for your family, right? You just want to build a business, want to have a legacy for your family, and you want to make some money, share some freedom, and then pass on some cool stuff to your family and your kids so they can rinse and repeat and do what America is supposed to be. It's right. It's the land of freaking opportunity. Remember? Buy a house, raise a family. What happened to nuclear family, right? Back in the 40s and 50s and stuff, right? Even the 60s. I get it. 60s, that's the kumbaya, party and all kinds of stuff, right? I get it. No war, blah, 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 whatever. But it's capitalism, and that's where we reign. That's where we rock. I remember back in the 80s. I come from the 80s, but check this out. 80s were awesome. Didn't really think about it. I didn't even know who the freaking president was, and I didn't care because it didn't affect me. If it didn't affect me, then why should I care about it? Until you get older, right? When you get older, you're like, man, hey, shit, I need to know what's going on. I need to know what laws are passing. I need to know what they're trying to do. How are we going to pivot? How are we going to move? Do we get involved to try to change some stuff or not? Can we change it? Is it going to affect my business? Going to affect our business? Going to affect other people's businesses? What do? We adjust, adapt, and we rock, right? Period. Keep on rolling. That's the essence of PMA, positive mental attitude, right? AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. AMP Live, period, is what we do. But you don't need permission to buy a house from the bank. You don't even need the freaking bank. Let them look. Somebody else going to put that stuff together. It's just you and someone else at the kitchen table to work out a deal like it was 100, 150 years ago. It's still the same thing. The only difference is they came up with FICO scores. Hey, if you got a FICO of 620, right? or maybe a 6, and it's maybe, I think I did this before, 629, and they want a 630. 630, you get this rate, or you get the loan, or 629, no, you're going to get this rate, or if you got a 600, no, you might not even get the loan. That's all BS. Come on. And then they get bailed out when things go bad, and they use what? Taxpayers' money to get bailed out, and then they turn around and foreclose on people and do all that crazy stuff when the market takes a dump and goes crazy. No, man, shit. Those companies, everything's run by these big corps. I really got pissed off back in the 80s when Clinton was up in the, and I'm talking about politics. I get it. But he was a president. I liked the guy. He was charismatic, and I like the way he talked and stuff. But once they started shipping jobs off to Asia with the NAFTA BS, I go, man, what the heck are they doing that for? Now we get it, right? It was all about destroying the middle class, right? You may be part of the middle class. Maybe you're higher than that. Maybe you're lower. At the end of the day, what is it? The system's designed to keep you out. That's what this is. That's what this whole thing is going to be for the Amp Nation as we keep moving forward and rocking and rolling. But I'm not going to harp on that anymore because it did get me pissed off. I was like, what the hell are they doing? What happened to Made in America? Made in America, right here in our own beautiful US of A, right? That's why people come here, for the American dream, to have a business, to have a house and a family, to build a legacy. That's what this is for. At least that was the experiment, right? And then people got greedy. It's human nature. Human beings, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you're going to have, they're gonna be tainted to power and money and all kinds of stuff. It's undoubtedly uncontrollable. Good luck. Right? Now, there's provisions for that, First Amendment, Second Amendment, and all this other good stuff that they try to rewrite and this and that, but there's certain provisions that, they put into place to avoid that stuff, right? But, it is what it is. So I'm going to get off that one, but that's myself and Miss L from VIP Execs Realty, Lending and Investments. Definitely scan that QR code. That's for locking your spot for the American Mentee program. Definitely jump aboard, lock it in. That's with myself and my team. You can lock in a call, I believe that is, or it might be just be able to lock in your spot for the last, I think there's 2 or 3 spots for the rest of this month right now. Myself, Erick Jimenez of AHA, Americans helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track. So I got the microphone and all this good stuff set up here, and all in the little studio and things of that nature. And then there's Amp Live, the American Mentee program. Seeing right there, and it's powered by Amp Live Media, a media that powers ourselves, our mentees, and VIP Execs Realty, Lending and Investments. Step into excellence. You want to hang your license? Get with me, and I'll help you. I'll give you. I'll put in if it's a good word, I think it's a good fit, then I'll introduce you to Al. If it's a good fit, rock and roll. Congratulations. If not, hey, maybe sometime down the road. And the same thing for the American Mentee Pro. You want to learn the best of both worlds, right? Because they're merging together. That's the subject for Friday Highlights, is that this traditional and untraditional are coming together. I like to call the cool agents unicorn agents. I get it, right? They're unicorn agents, and they understand they're either brand new and they just want to close some deals and they're open-minded. Or they've been in the business for a long time and they understand real estate and creative real estate. They understand investing and investors. So they are what? Unicorn agents. They understand they want to make money, but they can still list. They can sell luxury properties, but they understand the language. With the whistle a little bit, and we'll keep on rolling. So I got something for you for sure, guys and gals, especially for you young millennials, okay? Mortgage for millennials and everyone else too. Now, here's my had a mentee, and come on board, doing great, 19 days, getting a contract, getting out there, really rocking and rolling, moving forward, and then all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a property. He wasn't gonna buy a property. It was like a rent to own type thing, right? But it's excellent credit scores. Just go get an FHA loan, man. What's wrong with you? Go get an FHA loan. USDA. Got a couple bucks saved up, down payment, all that good stuff. You can get, gifts and things of that nature to help you with that. But for you young millennials, here's my advice. Yes, you can. If you got a job and you've been on a job for a couple years, you can go get a duplex, go get a quad, go get a triplex. You can buy that with 3.5% down. Got to have closing costs, yes, a little bit of savings, and then live in one and rent out the other 3 or 2 or 1. whatever it is, triplex, duplex, quad, and rent them out, right? It's like, what was that from Halloween? You let him out. I'm just kidding. If you ever seen that movie Halloween, it's awesome. If you haven't, go check it out. If you're young and you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a horror flick. I'm sure everybody's heard of Halloween, right? Of course, but you never know. But that's mortgage for millennials. Do that. Live in it for 2, 3, 4 years, maybe even 5 years. Who cares, right? You're young anyways. You're going to school. You're putting yourself to school. Maybe you're going to school to be a doctor. Maybe it's an attorney, or maybe you're just building up your career. Then eventually you're gonna have a girlfriend and a wife, and then boom. No, you don't want to live there. You want to go buy a house, right? So then you can obviously rent out the unit that you're in. Keep the property. Keep the cash flowing. Go buy your forever home or whatever you want to call it, or your next upgradable home, and keep on moving up, lateral moves and stuff, right? And that'll give you a boost, trust me. But people don't listen. Youngsters don't listen. Of course, when I was young, I didn't listen. There's a lot of advice that I got that I should have took and listened to, right? But now that you get older, and hopefully there's a lot of young millennials, they're pretty swift, they're pretty smart, men and women, they're like right on it. They're getting started when they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And, going after real estate, going after businesses, going after, AI and marketing. That's a beautiful thing. I wish I was at that age and understood that back when I got started, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie, was I an entrepreneur? Maybe in a different phase, different type of salesperson, different type of era or, generation. But I did start pretty young, I didn't even know it until I went back and had to look at stuff and go, where did this come from? Where did the character come from where I can, learn to sell and be outspoken and even be on here, right? And go live and things of that nature and go, hey, this is my niche. This is what God gave me. Everybody always say, look, God does not make junk. And I believe in you. I don't even know you. I don't have to know you. I just know that human beings and everybody is awesome and that God doesn't make junk. And we all got unique things and quirks and weird stuff and cool stuff and awesome stuff that makes us individually different, right? Uniquely different. And mine is just, hey, mine happen to be, speaking, talking, associated with people. I'm a visionary type of person, so I'm not the back. I could be, I understand the back end parts of stuff, but it doesn't get me going to a degree. Sometimes it does, right? And I'll revert back. I'll go introverted and go, man, okay, this is awesome too. But then you get bored. I get bored. And everybody's a little bit different. So mortgage for millennials. Yes, you can buy a house. Not to mention you can buy a house on what? Like I mentioned earlier. You can buy a house on subject to existing financing, stellar financing. If you want to rent to own, go for it. But this young man had good credit scores. Didn't make any sense to rent to own. You maybe want to get out of where you're at. Maybe it's not very nice or savory or whatever, but you're going to pay more. It's going to be rent for 2 or 3 years. And then you get to put some money down. And then you got to put 10% down. Then you got to put some more money. And then what? They're going to sell or finance, or you're going to, the reason you do rent to own is because your credit sucks. And you got some money and you got a job. And then you can buy it in 2 or 3 years and get some rent credits. Or you can do a lease option, right? Put some money down, get a lease option, but make sure it's not contract for deed. Those are bullshit. You can fart and mess up the contract and breach the contract, and boom, they can kick you out. You lose all your money, liquidated damages, and you're toast, right? Unless the seller or / landlord is really good and they respect themselves and people, and they're there to truly help you. That's different. That's very, very rare, maybe 1%. Okay. Because 97% of human beings are technically nice, but you got about 1 to 3 that are unscrupulous and they're just pains in the butts, and just good luck with that, right? So you got to be careful, right? You got to know. And then the other one is seller finance. Hey, I got some money, I got some down. I can do a seller finance with the wrap or whatever. They're gonna, the seller's gonna be the bank. Then awesome, you put a little bit more money down, 10, 15, 20%. But most millennials are probably not gonna have that, right? So can you get into the house with some rent to own, some lease options, some sub 2, some seller finance? You sure can, right? But you want to understand the game so you don't get taken advantage of by crazy, dirty landlords, right? Because they're out there, and I can say that, I'm in that position, right? Am I a dirty landlord? No, I'd rather, if someone's going to leave, I'd rather say, look, here's some money, and you can even have your deposit back. I just don't want you to mess up the pad. Okay. If you want to go, you can leave. I've had that before. Did a rent to own, stood in there for a whole year. I even gave them I think 3 or 4 months of no payments, because it was part of doing the deal that we're going to buy this pre-foreclosure from them. We had another property. We actually took that other property, cleaned it up, and said, hey, we're going to sell it, but you know what? I can sell you this property on a rent to own. and we're gonna make up your back payments. We're gonna fix up this property, and at the same token, this is the amount you want, but I'm gonna credit you so much because they needed needed some breathing room to do some projects, whatever. And I think I gave him 3-4 months of no payments, but that came out of his equity. And he's like, cool deal. That's what sealed the deal, actually. And they go, yeah, I like the house. Go take a look at it. I don't know. Go take a look at it. Built 2000s, big ass house. Oh, yeah, we love this shit. And they're able to do what they needed to do. And 1 year later, I'm like, hey, okay, man, we're ready. You ready to get cashed out, right? Because I raised the price up to the level which is over and above regular price. We did over and above the rent. Gave him some rent credits. He paid after the 4 months free. He paid his rent, man. Paid the mortgage, right? So that was cool. And then so let's go. Let's execute the deal. He's like, oh man, I changed my mind. Came to my office and everything. Came to my office, gave me the keys. I said, okay, boom. I got to go do a walkthrough. No, look, you can do a walkthrough, but it's all good. I cleaned it up, polished it all up. It's ready to go. You can sell it or rent it right now. And I said, okay, well, I had to have my runner go down there, take a look. And then I went and took a look and checked it off. Everything looked good. They showed me some videos and stuff. I said, all right, cool. Let's sign off on some bitch. Hey, sorry to see you go, but hey, it happens, right? And, the money you put in and all that good stuff was considered liquidated damages as well. But instead of having the opposite of getting pissed off or maybe, stuff like that, he was like, no, it was very admirable. And left the house in room sweat condition, if even better. So things like that can happen. And about 50% of the rent to own, 50% execute, 50% don't. That's the statistics that I've learned over the years. Are they true to blue now? Yes and no. Once again, it's just statistics based on a certain amount of people and things. But you look at patterns, and patterns don't lie. Patterns are there. There's no such thing as a coincidence. And that's the other thing when you learn this business, right? When you learn this business in real estate, you learn to read between the lines, right? You get to see the forest through the trees. And then the way we do with the Amp Live method, right, is asking those questions in a way where the seller tells us everything from birth until now, including investors and everybody that we work with, or just people in general, right? And that's just because, it's a skill set over the years. We're going to teach you that. That's results. That's stuff that you're going to learn when you work with us or not, or you should go out there and learn. But you can buy a property. We're here to help you with that, okay? Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. This is something I want to share with you one more time. This is a little bit this, and then we'll just get back into real estate. How's Friday Highlights going to help you, right? Why one-on-one mentorship matters in real estate investing, the Amp Live Real Estate Show? Because it does. I know it helped me. I got started. I spun my wheels I didn't spin my wheels. I knew what I wanted, but I'm not going to lie. I spun my wheels for I shouldn't say spun. I just worked my ass off until I got my first deal about 4 months. Well, before that, I spent about 16 months of building out my systems, studying. The same token, while I was studying real estate, I had to study, real estate to become a licensed real estate agent. And I actually studied real estate. Say, is this real? What do I need to learn? I got to learn how to market. I got to learn how to learn the contracts. I got to learn how to buy these properties. How am I going to buy them? Because it's all, fix and flip. I had to do all the numbers, learn how to underwrite myself, how to figure things out, how to do my CMA. So having a real estate license helped me out because I learned how to do CMA, comparable market analysis, which is no different than trying to get your ARVR comps and then breaking it down and actually working down the numbers to say, yes, you need to work these numbers, guys and gals. There's a pro tip for you. You need to learn how to work these deals like if you're going to buy them. Because if you wouldn't buy them, then nobody else is going to buy them. So why the hell, if you wouldn't buy it, why would someone else buy it? Doesn't make sense, right? And I've talked with people that are saying, look, they don't even know how to break down a deal. They don't even know where the money's at. But yet they're going, I've been working on this and sending this company and that company and this company, all kinds of deals. I think they're stealing my deals. So how do you even know if they're stealing your deals when you didn't even know what a deal is? Doesn't make any sense. And that's not to say anything bad against people. The bottom line, it's just the way the industry is. And I get it, right? It's TikTok, it's YouTube. Some people can afford it. Some people can't. Some people dig in and get the research and do shit right. And others just do shit, excuse my French, half-arsed, right? They do it half-arsed. And all that means is, they're not doing it 100%. Maybe they're doing 50, 60, 70%. And they should be doing everything at 100%. Everything. You can say 110, you can say 120, is there really 110%? It's 100%. 100%, that's like you fill up a gas tank. You can't fill up your gas tank 110%, right? No. If it's 20 gallons, it's 20 gallons. You can't go, it's filled up 20 gallons and it's 110. That's semantics. And I don't even know why I'm bringing that up. Maybe it's just a pet peeve, right? But 100% is 100%. Fuel up that tank. Right? Become the expert in your area. Start off in your own backyard. That's right. You can do virtual. I get it. Everybody do virtual. Can you do this virtual? Of course. The techniques are out there. For me, I like belly to belly. I like face to face. It's a lot harder to hang up. It's a lot harder to lie to me. It's a lot harder to do all kinds of other stuff at the end of the day, right? When we're face to face. On the phone, it's easy to hang up. It's easy to argue. It's easy to not answer a text, right? But that's the beauty. That's not, I should say, the beauty of today's market. It's just yes and no about that, but it's also it's just the way the market is. It's the way our times are. It's just the economic system and what's going on, and just the woke stuff, whatever you want to call it, right? But the bottom line is, having a mentor is powerful. It is priceless, and that's not to, hey, I don't care if it's a selection process even to come aboard our one-on-one mentoring program. So we've turned people down, like, hey, I want to come aboard, but they're just not coachable. They're not teachable. They have attitudes. They have egos. They think they're going to teach us or teach me or tell them. They think they're buying a widget or buying a car or something like that, and it's like, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately, right? You have to be coachable. You have to be able to follow before you can lead, even if you led before, right? You might be a business owner. You have to be open-minded to be able to execute what we're going to share with you and to help you with this business. So hopefully that makes sense. But remember this: never ever give up. Okay, ever give up unless you truly want to. If it's a lateral move, then it's a lateral move, man. If you got punched and knocked out, and maybe you wake back up, you're going to get back up off the floor. You're going to stay down. If you're going to stay down, then you might as well, put you 6 feet under if you're not going to get up, right? If you get knocked down, do you get back up? It's the natural instinct to get back up, right? To get on your feet, to start walking, to heal, then to move forward. What do? Do you do the same thing over and over? Yes, no, maybe so. If you got a passion for something, do you get up and keep on rolling? Of course you do. Kind of like a fighter, right? If a fighter gets knocked out, do they get back up? They either say, man, I'm not doing that anymore, I'm done, or I keep getting knocked out and this is not happening. And then others just keep going and going until they become champions, right? That's the essence of what we do. That's the essence of becoming a champion, becoming an expert. That's what I want for you. That's what we want for you. Because we know if you're doing that, then we're making money, you're making money, we're all making money. And that is the essence of the AMP Nation that's rolling out probably in October, most likely. Hopefully we'll have that ready to roll. That's for everybody across the board. The American Mentee Program is a selection process. Think of it as like, and I know it's kind of ironic, maybe hypocritical, talking about the elite, right? The elite's the elite, their bloodlines, but hey, it is there to keep you out, right? They're not gonna let you only go so far, but you can still fly under the radar, right? You can still rock the low-hanging fruit all over the United States of America and the world, and still make a good living, right? And be happy and do everything that you set out to do. The same thing with the American Mentee Program. It's a selection process. Think of it as like, I don't care if you want to call it, the elite, bones and whatever you call it, crosses, whatever the hell what was that thing called, right? For all that stuff, it's like a country club. Think of it that way, right? We're just going to be rocking with you, and it's private and secure. We paper up, we partner up and do deals, and we rock together, right? If you want kumbaya, then cool. Kumbaya and when we rock deals, right? Celebrate our wins, yes. Celebrate our wins when we win, and then move on. You're not celebrating a win for 2 or 3 months, and then hey, and then you get back on the horse. That's BS. That's dumb. I want to do that stuff. Anyways, you can book a call. I gotta stop that clapping stuff. I hate that noise. Anyways, scan that QR code right there to book some time. Myself and my family. Myself and my family and my team. The team is like my family because we've been around for a long time. I know we got our young man Swede. He'll be back. He's on vacation. We got rock and roll. Mr. Jake can be helping us with AMP Nation, building that out. It's also, hey, real estate agent and all that good stuff. Rocking with VIP Executive Realty Lending Investments. Miss Al. We got Rodrigo. We had the F-bomb. We got who else we got? We have Jim. We got what's the other guy? What's he doing? He's out in Florida. I can't remember his name. Sorry. All due respect. It's a long day, long night. But we got people all throughout the United States of America that we work with. Hey, I want to say thank you to all past, present, and future mentees of America. But at the same token, just relationships with this business owners as well as investors and private money people. God bless you. You know who you are if you watch this or you see it. Thank you. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. And we're able to move forward to do those things, and we just want to share with others. But at the same token, we're rocking and rolling, and we're digging deep because we're going to get through this next cycle here that we're rolling through, I should say, and then another cycle is going to happen, and we're just going to be back into, I don't want to say it, no doom and gloom, But if you want to get my Erick report, definitely reach out and I'll share with you what's I think is going to transpire in the next 5 to 7 years. And it doesn't mean it's all bad. Of course, opportunities are opportunities if you have the skill sets and you have the superpowers to be able to surf and rock those opportunities. And that's what we're doing now. Get geared up now. Some people go, oh, I'm going to wait till the market crashes. I'm saving up. I'm working on my credit scores. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Good luck to you. It's going to be a day late and dollar short. And then when it hits you, it's like, you ever get hit with the tidal wave? You ever go out swimming in the ocean, and you're trying to get out to the ocean, you get hammered by a wave? It's the same thing. Oh, I'm going to wait until the waves go down. I'm going to wait till they get higher. I'm going to wait for this, wait for that. That day never, ever comes. You can't wait. You need to get in and start rocking and rolling. It's even better when you have what? Yes, a mentor or a coach working with you, or you got some guidance. You have a guide to help you get through those things. That's one of the most powerful things that I'm going to share with you today. All right, so let me keep on rolling here. We're going to be going out into the field tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we'll be back for Saturday training and field day. I will challenge you to take the challenge, and I believe it's in the post down below. But go out there, right? Go drive for some dollars. Surf for some deals. I'm gonna give you the link. You can get it, download it. It's absolutely free. I believe it's going to be in the chat. I think, or maybe I just bring up a screen share, right? Can I bring it up? We got anything over there? Yeah, I could probably do that. Let's try it. First and foremost, and get that stuff because it's going to help you find some deals. And when you find some deals, okay, skip trace them. Once you skip trace them, then get on the horn and call, text. You need a script? Download the calculator. It has scripts in there. It's got like three bonuses. There's no excuse. Let me see. We keep rolling here. Let me pull it up. Where's it at? Okay, let me try that. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see what it looks like. Not that one. This one. Maybe it's this one. Try this one. We'll keep rolling. There's a lot of stuff open. Too many tabs open. I know it's a crazy habit. Here we go. We'll do this one. Okay. Take the challenge. And that challenge is to do what? To go out there, find some properties. Is it coming up? Be able to share, screen share? Let's see. Is it sharing? I'm not sure. I guess not. Thought it was. I guess not. All good. There it is. Okay, cool. All right, so you can see it. Download a free sub-2 fix and flip calculator. It's absolutely free. I'm also going to take that link and I'm going to put it in the chat so you can jump on it. I'll probably go, let me see. Come on. It's going a little slow. Copy. It's going in the chat right now. There you go. I'm not going to get into it and explain to you, but it is a sub-2 calculator. It's going to help you. Okay? It's going to give you free bonuses. You need scripts. So first and foremost, here's my challenge to you. Go drive for some dollars, or you can surf for some deals. Easy peasy, where they come to you, copy and paste, boom. It's going to explode your phone and email and text with buyers that want to sell. Once you do that, they're going to give you a telephone number because you're going to be fishing in an ocean where there's fish and they want to sell and they need or want to sell, which is cool. So you don't have on that one for surfing for deals. You didn't have to do it. You don't have to skip trace. But if you want to go pull some data, then pull some data and go skip trace and then make some phone calls and do some text and then use this script right here. Boom, here it is. You can get the 5 motivated seller scripts that work, right? Word for word scripts for cold calls and door knocks, the NOD call, the tired landlord approach, the pre-foreclosure conversation. These are the actual scripts taught inside the Amp Live American Mentee program. Jump on them. Absolutely free. All you got to do is put in some information in exchange for that because, well, nothing's free except for that. In exchange for an email. All right, what else we got? Let me see. Sub-2 calculator. This one, is this the one? This one? Okay, this is cool. This one's cool. This one you can click the link and just keep it on your phone. Rodrigo loves this one because he just says, boom, I just jump on it. And then he does some type of export thing or some, I don't know, some internet type of stuff since he's a techie guy, right? Let me go ahead and share this. We'll share this tab instead. And it's cool, right? Look at that. Look at that shit. Easy peasy. Put that stuff in there. pop out a deal, and then you can go back to that calculator, download it. I'll put it in here as well. Just gonna drop some free goodies for you for Friday. Nothing to sell. Well, you know we got to sell. American Mentee program. We got deals to sell. Hey, we're going out tomorrow. So we got. If you're interested in an awesome, should I pull it up? Where's it at? Let me see. Okay, I don't even have it in there. I should have brought it up. Okay. Well, there's a juicy property that we got in Palmdale, California. Okay. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, has 2 rooms. You could probably pay $5,000-$10,000, get it grandfathered in, turn that some buck into instantly add about $100,000 off of $10,000. Where else can you do that, right? Only in what? Creative real estate investing and real estate investing in general. All right. So it's an awesome, juicy deal. You can, if you have some money, you can turn it to the garage into an ADU. And it is in a part of Los Angeles County where you can do the J ADU, right? So you can actually put not just a small ADU back there. You can actually put an 800 to 1,200 square foot property in the backyard or on the same property. So you can have, 1 property, 1 tax bill, and 3 units to cash flow that some bit. Get that sucker up to 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. Maybe turn it into a sober living unit or facility. Heck, it's single story. So you could probably turn it into assisted living and get that 18 to 20 grand right out of the gate. Okay. Not out of the gate. You're going to have to earn it. You have to build it, is what it is. But if you're buying those things, you're buying them for the long term. You're not buying them for equity, right? You're buying them for the cash flow. You're buying them for the 2 separate businesses, the real estate and the business that's on top. No brainer, right? Of course. All right. What else we got? All right. I'll share this. Why not? How many minutes we got? It's 10:24 Pacific Standard Daylight Time. This is your application to come aboard and join the one-on-one mentoring program. Or you just book some time with myself and I'll point you in the right direction, even if it's not a good fit. Or if you just want to pick my brain, I'm cool for right now until that's not going to happen anymore. And that's coming soon, probably in 2027. All right. All right. What people are saying about Amp Live. Let's do this one. All right. One of my favorites. Why not? I'll go ahead and let it roll. We'll see if it's here. I'll tell you what happened on this one. This one's cool. If you've never seen this one, this is Mr. Steven. He's an IT guy. Wanted a house hack. He actually spent some buckaroos, a big chunk, $25,000 with another program, and actually, spinning his wheels for about 13 months or so. Still didn't know how to wholesale, getting on calls that were about maybe 3 hours long, asking questions, not getting them answered, and going, man, that was a 3-hour call. That was a waste of time because he needs to go to work, right? He's an IT guy, wants to retire in about 6 months. Went through some stuff, and at the end of the day, just rebuilding. So he wanted to find a property, do some wholesaling stuff, find a property, house hack it, live in it for a year, and then rent it out and get up to about 5 or 6 houses by the time he was getting ready to retire. So I'll let you hear it from out of his mouth. He found us. We're kind of like online, internet, found us on another page and reached out to me and said, watch the video that we have on YouTube, talking about walking through a house and talking about the American Mentee program. And yes, in God we trust. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm not a holy roller, but that's what this program is all about, helping our fellow Americans. It's our true cause and mission to help our fellow Americans across the United States of America. And that was one of the easiest and simplest calls. Those are the clients I like because they know exactly what they want and what they need. He found it with us. We found him as perfect client, I would say, on both ratios. And he accomplished what he set out to do. Let's listen. That's right. Truth. More than most. That's right. Accountability. Awesome. Love it. It's in their own words, right? So 14 days in the program, he's rocking and rolling. Then it took me maybe about 40 because they obviously had to lock up the property, open escrow, do the FHA thing, and then close the sucker. He shot a nice picture of him with his dog in the fireplace in the house, and he's a big ass smile. I believe maybe a little bit of bourbon and a cigar. But yeah, that's the beauty of what we do. I love it. And it does happen usually in the first 30, 60, 90 days. Most of the time, if you're super hungry, we don't move forward unless you know exactly what's going on, right? You got, we won't let you move forward unless you're digesting this information the way it needs to be. Otherwise, it just becomes frustrating, okay? So I want to go back to this real quick. And this is for you. I don't think I have the surfing for deals up. I'm going to share this tab. Very easy. Jump on this. It is free. Sub-2 calculator. Sub-2 deal analysis. You need to know what a deal is, right? And what a deal is not, right? 27 questions to answer before you make any offer. Seller motivation, existing loan details, equity, exit strategy, checklist. It's going to save you tons and tons of time. And then at least it's going to share with you and teach you so you can understand and see what a deal is, a sub-2 deal. A lot of times you're not going to, most people don't know what it is. A lot of people get it mixed up, with, oh yeah, I did sub-2 and they just took the deed. That's so wrong and dangerous. You don't just take the deed, right? You got to have a lot of disclosures, and there's a right way and a wrong way of doing all that good stuff, okay? So tomorrow, I believe we're going to get into a little bit of a sub-2 one-on-one, gear up, adjust, adapt, or perish. Let's rock and roll instead. Like I always say, remember the golden rule, right? Treat others as you would like to be treated, and vice versa. Pick your battles. And the number one thing is PMA, positive mental attitude. We have this every Wednesday, okay? So next Wednesday, 7 p.m., be there, be square. It's Erick's Creative Real Estate Domination Live Networking Meetup. Scan the QR code right there to get in. Lock your spot in with myself. VIP Execs Realty Lending Investments going to be a guest. Her team and stuff up here are going to be there. We're going to have some other sponsors. We're going to be putting together a networking event where it's just going to be about networking. We're thinking about doing training and education. That's going to be, let's just do networking. I'd rather network with a bunch of awesome people, whether you're brand new or seasoned, who cares? But at least if we're networking with business owners and things of that nature, we're raising the bar here as far as, the networking side of stuff. And even if you're brand new, it's okay. Come in and learn, come in and share, right? And participate and eat. That's right. And be merry and all that good stuff too, especially we're getting into the holidays. So it's going to be fun. If you like to sponsor those things in Southern California, maybe you're a lender, maybe you're, title, escrow, how that all goes, with all that good stuff. Everything's workable and doable. Or you're a business owner and you want to, talk about your business, maybe we'll figure out the schedule and how we're going to present it. But mostly networking and maybe tables and maybe like, banners and things of that nature, and sponsorships is what we'll do. Just to network with people in a general area about real estate and, of course, entrepreneurship with businesses, right? I think those things are very powerful, and whether you're 18 to 80, should be doing this stuff and learning this stuff because you're allowed to in the United States of America, so you should take advantage of it, okay? So scan that QR code, and we're going to rock and roll. We'll talk about real estate. We're going to talk about the AMP Live American Mentee program, but we're also going to do some Q&A. So bring your deals, bring your questions, bring it all to the table, and we'll rock it. All right, so lock in your spot for the American Mentee program is right there. That's my challenge to you. Check this out. This is awesome, right? Now, this is back on the table. 4 exits, 1 address. 4 exits, 1 address. This is for your co-living people, your assisted living people, your sober living people, and even your mom and pop developers, because the opportunity is there to build and rock and cash flow like a son of a bee, right? It's a juicy, awesome deal. Back on the table. It's in the IE. We got some more properties coming up because on Sunday, guess what? After church, got to rock, got to get my ears lowered. And then myself and my associate are going to go out to where? Hemet. A couple of deals. We're going to go ahead and help some fellow Americans with their issues and their problems. And we're going to rock and roll. And we're going to help them out. and we're going to have some deals on the table that I always like to say, look, I'm not an investor. I'm not I'm not a wholesaler. I'm an investor. That's what we do. I'm a creative real estate investor. I'm a coach, a speaker, a mentor. That's my jam. It's what I do. It's what I love. It's what I call myself. Through AHA, Americans Helping Americans, and Amp Live Media, as well as VIP Executive Realty Lending and Investments. Step into excellence. I get paid $100 every time I say that. I'm just kidding. I feel I got the Ricky Bobby thing going on, right? Was it Talladega Nights or some shit? Anyways, like, love, and share it. Appreciate it. So check this out. 4 exits, 1 address. We're getting more and more of these properties. And before I'd be like, man, I don't want no development stuff, this and that. But guess what? If you're going to buy in California for fix and flip, awesome. You're going to make a big, juicy chunk. If you're going to wholesale in California, you're going to make a bigger, juicier chunk than Texas or the other smaller states, right? And guess what? If you're going to take down properties like this that are single family, they might as well be co-living. They might as well be assisted living. Might as well be sober living and autism houses, right? Because now instead of getting $3,000 or $4,000 a month on one property, no, it's going to be bodies instead of doors, right? You got one roof, many doors like apartment buildings. Well, no, there's one roof and many beds, right? or many bodies, and you're going to get paid for each body in that property. Then it's worth it, but to a degree. Because there are things that come with it, right? There's regulations, there's rules. You got to hire people. It's a freaking business, and it's not for everybody. But if you hire somebody else who's an operator, who's a good operator, shit, I would pay a good operator some dollars to do that for me because I know I don't want to do it. I don't want to manage the nurse and making sure that the elderly people are getting their freaking pills. I don't want to, be babysitting, people in sober living that are going to come home drunk or on drugs or, who knows what the hell's going to happen with all that good stuff, right? You get an operator that can handle it and knows what they're doing. Awesome. Collect the checks, move on. Same thing for autism, right? Now, autism, that is something we probably would rather be involved in because we're big proponents with that and Autism Speaks and autism in general with all that good stuff, right? So I believe, and that is on the table. Maybe I'll throw it out there. If you know anybody, check this out. If you know anybody, please send them our way. If if they do autism properties, autism homes for adults, or any type of autism charities or foundations, please get in touch with me. Do a chat, send me a DM, get in touch with myself, Erick Jimenez, or Al from VIP Executive Realty Lending and Investments, and reach out to us. That is on the table for 2027. And a lot of these properties, maybe that's just God bringing these types of properties to the table because sooner or later, I guarantee it, one of these properties like this, 4 exits and one address and 4 exits, right? All that means is that there's more ways to exit on this property. And one might be an autism house, right? Maybe an autism foundation. Maybe it's an autism compound. Maybe it's a place where adults who actually want to live on their own with other people who want to have some individuality, at the same token want to be independent, and that's the jam. They want to be safe. They want to have a safe environment and a bad arse property that they can live in and call their own. Then that's the mission. Okay, that's one of our missions with AHA, Americans Helping Americans, VIP Executive Realty Lending and Investments, and Amp Live Media, right? Those are the brands. They're going to stay that brands. Those brands, you're going to see them. I guarantee it as the market starts shifting and starts changing. We're going to be here for the next cycle or two, if God permits, knock on wood. But you should check this out, right? California is the jam, okay? A lot of people are afraid of California. Don't be afraid of California, okay? So, and some of these numbers, they are what they are. They're all adjustable. Check this out, 6 beds. We got another one that we're going out to tomorrow. Look at that, 6 beds, right? That's right now. You probably could get that, but when you add the ADU to the garage, a three-car garage, and you actually maybe put a unit in the back or put some other types of units in the back, mini units, whatever the heck you think you can get away with, right? And increase that. That's going to probably be into the $16,000, $17,000, $18,000, $19,000 range. Don't quote me on that. It's not a solicitation or anything, but the bottom line is that is the jam. Give me a call, shoot a text to me, reach out to me in some way, and we'll rock and roll. I don't have any information on the Palmdale one. I wish I had here. Let me see. Can I bring it up? Maybe I could bring it in. You know what? Maybe I could bring it in on a scene, and maybe I'll do that right now. Maybe I'll do it right here on this one. And then I'll see if I can bring in a scene real quick. And I want you to see it. This is Palmdale property. It's awesome. Okay. And tomorrow, buyers, we're showing the property tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get it sold by tomorrow. If not, then it's gonna be rocking right now. It's off market, but eventually it's gonna go on market. And now's to take advantage of it, right? All we require for the address and all that good stuff is an NC&D, non-disclosed, non-circumvent. It is the protocol. Nobody gets the address without it, at least on their first round. That's it. And a proof of funds. That's it. Proof of funds, and we rock. Some media. And you're just going to see that it's just good business, period. Oh, here we go. We'll do that. Let's see if I can pull this up. I don't know if you can see anything. Probably not. But I'm going to pull, what do we got? We'll go over here. I'm going to go to marketing. Probably can't see my screen, which is okay. And we're going to go right here. But yeah, man, look, there's no reason to give up in this business. Once you get your first check, second check, it's an awesome feeling. But you got to work for it. Some people are just not willing to work for it, or they let life get in the way. And that really sucks. Yeah, but you can see how passionate we are about this stuff. We just want to help. Let me see. We got what the hell? Maybe it's not there. Okay, let's do this. Maybe it's over here. Maybe we didn't move it. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Let me share this one with you, maybe. Where's it at? Okay, here's this one. Do this one. And then we got some Hemet stuff that's coming down the wire, right? Is that it? Oh, that is it. Okay, let's go over here. Or maybe we don't have the new ones. Let's go with these two. All right, cool. So you got to remember, even in the last cycle, people had their 2-bedroom, 1-bath shacks down in LA, $1 million plus. And they were going up to the Antelope Valley to get their 3,000 or 4,000 square foot mansions, right, for a quarter of the price. Same stuff is happening today in today's market. Okay, it's gonna let that load. There's gonna be another one that's gonna load. So, and then we'll get into these. So, you want to reach out. You want to get on our VIP buyers list and become a VIP buyer. Get on the A list and definitely reach out. We'll make that happen. But there is a protocol to it. There are no exceptions at the end of the day, and I'll share that with you. Simply because, we want to avoid the copy and pasters, want to avoid the daisy chainers. I remember one time I was going to do this. Actually, I did my first fix and flip. It was a property where I think I put, what was it, about how much did I put on the table? $80,000, $90,000 on the table for an investor. And they came back and started nickel and diming me to death. That became part of our policy. They said, you can nickel and dime me to death, and we're not going to do business anymore. I'm going to move you to the B list, which is like the second page of Google. Nobody goes, right? You're not going to get any more deals from me. And we'll just go from there. But I was talking to this guy. He was an investor, fixer, flipper, and he kept coming back. Hey, can you help me out with the water filtration system? Can you help me out with some of the, closing costs and title? I said, man, I'm putting $80,000, $90,000 on the table for you. What more do you want? All I want is my little, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, assignment check for after all the work that I had to do and negotiate, put it all together for you. And then I'm serving it up on a freaking silver platter with pictures and video and getting you inside here and even working the deal for you. Right. And then, you want to nickel and dime me with some crap like that. So learned very, very early on to eliminate that stuff, as well as the reason for the NC&D. But what I wanted to share with you is this one right here, a 1/4 acre room to grow, right? It's perfect. You're coming from LA, you're coming from Santa Clarita, you're coming from down in the basin somewhere, right? You want to have a little bit, you want some room to grow, right? You want to be able to build out. You want to bring your family. You want to run a business off there. You want to do all that good stuff. This is a place to do it. You want some privacy. This is the property for you, right? Now, if you're looking for a fix and flip, guess what? Perfect for you for fix and flip. You just leave it like that, or you get those 2 rooms grandfathered in, right? Now you have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. That's going to raise it up about probably $100K. You spent $10,000, invested $10,000 to make that happen. To make $97,000, it's worth it, right? Now, obviously, you got to do your own due diligence. Numbers, these are just numbers that I have. So whatever I have doesn't mean, that's going to work for you. But I'm sharing that with you, right? That's what we're looking at. And at the same token, you can turn the garage into an ADU. You can put an actual 800 to 1,200 square foot property in the back as well through a JADU, simply because of being in LA and LA County. Now, all you got to do is reach out right there, shoot me a text, or you can give me a call if you have my number, or shoot me a DM. Now, I know you probably can't see too much of it, but it is what it is. And here's the second one. This is kind of a cool one, right? The county says 2 bedrooms, 4 are in use, right? And down in the basin, this is probably going to be what? Sheesh, I don't know, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 property that you can get in on this one for pennies on the freaking dollar. This is perfect for you guys and gals who want to fix and flip. Okay? If you want to buy and hold, perfect for you. You want assisted living? Perfect. Sober living? Perfect. Autism house? Awesome. Perfect. Right? Might even just, if I don't find the right buyer, we're going to make it happen. It's going to happen. We'll just, hey, it is what it is, right? It's going to happen simply because the opportunity is there and the price point is low. Okay. I'm not going to get into the price point, but give me a holler. Give me a holler. And there's going to be more deals like this, especially in Palmdale. So it's kind of funny because that's where I got my start in Palmdale, Lancaster, several years ago. Here we are. Right? Jake will say, oh man, look, you're back in Palmdale. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Woo! The universe talking to you, is God talking to you. Rock and rolling is talking to you. Here we go. So we're back in Palmdale, rocking and rolling. We got some other stuff, got some short sales, pre-foreclosures, probates, got some fix and flips, all that good stuff. And yes, we will wholesale to make friends. We don't have to, but we also can't take down every single deal. Now, I guess if I just spend all my time raising capital, we probably could take down our, every single deal that comes down the wire if we decided to do that. But since that's not doable right now, and even if it was, I would still, because I know who I am, I would say, man, let's make some friends. Let's pass on the love to some other investors, right? We can push more and we can be merrier and we can all make a lot more money. Plus, we're helping who? The sellers unload their distressed dog properties, right? There's a reason why they can't sell, right? Sometimes they don't have the money. I got 50, 80, 70, 90, $100,000 to get retail, right? Job relocation, want to move quick, all this stuff, right? We provide the solutions. We provide the funding and all that good stuff to make it happen. And if we need to, pass that on to another investor. Or if you're an investor and you need hard money, you need some private money to make a deal happen, then that's where VIP Execs becomes your funding partner. No, you don't even got to become part. You don't even got to join the mentoring program. You just got to go get a loan, right? Go get a loan. If you want somebody who's going to help you get a loan, that's going to be Al. She's tenacious and she makes sure if she said it's going to get done, guess what? It's going to get done. It's not like a one-trick pony type stuff, like the wholesaling stuff, or even lenders. A lot of lazy lenders out there who will not go to work. If it doesn't fit this, check off that box, this box, it's not easy enough where they can make some money. Like, oh no, that's going to take too much time. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this, and make it work. No, there's too much work. But that's not what we do at VR, or I should say that's not what Al does at VIP Execs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, right? They're going to make sure it's the same. That's why we're aligned, because it's the same mission. It's our same cause and mission to help who? Our fellow Americans, right? Buyers, investors, sellers, everybody, because it's the real estate game. And we're not everything to everybody. Oh, we do it all. No, we don't do it all. It's just over years, you got to remember, right? Over the years, you just learn to be smart. You learn to know what you're good at, and you bring it to the freaking table. That makes you what? More valuable. Makes me more valuable. Makes Al more valuable. Makes our companies more valuable because we offer professionalism on what we do. Everybody becomes a VIP. Doesn't matter if it's $10,000 or $100,000 or $100 million deal. You are treated like a VIP person, especially this deal. Now we're talking to a lot of newbies. We're talking to some seasoned people, wholesalers. Can I JV it? All this stuff. No, yes, no. This depends. You do an NC&D. You jump through the hoops if you're spending some money, and you got some proof of funds. Yes, we want you to get paid, but we're going to cover our butts because we don't want any drama. We don't want any BS. We don't want any daisy chains. Don't want any copy and pasters. So we get to decide at the end of the day who we work with. And vice versa. You may not want to work with us. So I'm not going to do that. I don't know what this means, blah, 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 whine and cry, and then never do a deal. Or maybe you do a deal later on, then turns out to be a shitty deal until you figure it out on your own. But we're not going to do that, right? We're going to help you. We want you to what? Make money. Right? Because we want to make money. We want to close the deal quick and fast. Anyways, that's a beautiful, lovely thing about that. I'm excited about that. We got some more. There's I don't think it came up. Did it come up? No, it didn't. There's one that we had. This one I really like. This is gonna be cool. I might just do this son bitch ourselves. Take it down. But if there's somebody that wants to do it, who can maybe benefit better than we can, if you have the team, your development company, or mom and pop developer, then that would be the one for you. But tomorrow we're going to be in, I believe we're going out to the Palmdale, Lancaster area. We're going to be hitting the IE, Riverside, Hemet area as well over the weekend. So we'll be out in the field, locking deals. If you want to be part of that, we're actually going to be going live. So we'll do some little videos here and there. We're going to stop by and stuff. So definitely watch, like, love, and share. We appreciate it. It's going to be entertaining, but at the same token, educational. And you can actually use a lot of this stuff that I'm going to be dropping tomorrow. And on Sunday, for the Sunday Rants and Raves, Sunday Sermon Rants and Raves, which is going to be an awesome one. I'll probably go on maybe just Facebook, maybe in the group, so I can blast some F-bombs and S-bombs, right, and really get in and dig in and preach like a sunbuck, because that's something that I feel that needs to be done in today's market, and as well as for what we're doing, okay? Because I know we can help you and vice versa. But we're only looking for good people, like I said, good people that are going to stick it out, people who are willing to work hard, willing to kick some butt. I knew I grew up with an ethic when my granny put me outside to mow the half-acre lot that I had lived on back in Montebello. And sometimes it was a push mower. Sometimes it was just one of those, little small mowers, with a circle blade. And, but she put my arse to work. Slave labor, let me tell you. All right? And pruning the trees and the Walmart trees. And I think we had avocados and olives and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? But I do appreciate my granny. We called her Nana. And now we have what's called the Nana Surprise, right? It's one of the best damn breakfast burritos you'll ever freaking eat. We ever work together, or we ever, go and hang out and stuff, right? Or maybe, go somewhere, and just, hang out at the lake or some crazy stuff, or maybe even, make some up and share them with you. It'd be one of the most tastiest, awesome breakfast burritos you've ever had in your entire life. I guarantee it. Nobody makes them like that. At least that I've known. I've been to a lot of places, and it's usually too much potatoes, not enough chorizo, right? Little spigots of bacon and sausage, and no, there's nobody makes it. And we've been doing this like for years. It's kind of our family tradition, along with hot wings, right? We're badass at hot wings. My mom taught me how to make hot wings. So she was in the restaurant business, and when buffalo wings and hot wings started coming out, I go, my God, what is this? This is like awesome. And there's a certain way now they do it, right? Because they got wings and they toss them in sauce. We're doing that stuff before it was even popular, right? Probably 15, 20, not 20, 30 years ago, right? So, a lot of cool stuff. But I'm excited. I'm happy. I know it's a little bit late, but I did want to come out here and share this stuff with you guys and gals. Hopefully you enjoy it. Definitely, let's rock and roll. Get ready for the AMP Nation coming down the wire in October for Rocktober. One of our favorite months of the year for Halloween and decorations, as well as what? Yes, Halloween Horror Nights, and yes, crazy-ass California, Hollywood, California. Hey, maybe we're going to put something together. If you're part of the Mentee program, hey, we're going to rock together. If you're part of our VIP Executive Realty Lending Investments, we're going to rock together in some capacity. You definitely will be invited to hit some of those things with us and to go out and have go with us at the end of the day. And rock and roll, okay? Have a good time, but also make lots and lots of money if we're working together for sure. It has to be reciprocal. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm going to get back to, let me see what we got. I'm going to share that with you. Boom. I'll share that with you. And then we're going to go back up to where? Yep, the AMP Live TV. Boom. Wrap it up with our sponsors, VIP Executive Realty Lending and Investments with Miss Al. If you need hard money, definitely reach out. VA loans, conventional, creative deals, rock and rolling all day long. Say thank you for watching AMP Live TV. Always real, raw, and standing for truth. That is one of the pillars and credos for us. Home of the AMP Live Real Estate Show. If you want to be a guest on the AMP Live Real Estate Show, definitely reach out, touch bases with me. Or if you feel that I'd be a good fit on your show or any other type of podcast or show, then definitely reach out and let me know. I can get you our speaker card, my speaker card, and all that good stuff, and would love to share all the awesomeness that we do, and even the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it is out there, and it's just part of the business and always will be. Anyways, rock and roll in all that you do. Keep on rocking and rolling. You have an awesome one. We're going to be back tomorrow. It's going to be fun. If you eventually want to join us and get out there, then definitely participate. Send us a chat. Do the likes. Do the loves. Can catch this as being streamlined on TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitch. What else we got? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Whatever one we can connect to, this is streaming live to. Definitely like, love, and share it. Appreciate it. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. And remember, rock and roll in all that you do.